Yo, yo, what up? It's your girl Joy, the Hip Hop Power Font, and I am here with you to discuss the sun forming a trine with the planet Mars. Now, we're getting back into more of the aspect energy for the month of October, and this is all in preparation for Mars's retrograde in its home, well, not home sign, but in the sign of Gemini. The sun is currently in Libra and Mars is in Gemini. And this trine energy, it is strong right now at the time of this reading, but the climax is tomorrow evening at 6:05 p.m. and that's Monday at Eastern Standard Time. Okay, and so like I said, the sun is in Libra in the 6th house and Mars is in the sign of Gemini in the 10th house. Okay, the sun and Mars forming a trine. Trines are one of the more harder aspects, but with sun and Mars, all that fire going on, it's gonna be a fight for sure. Fighting to the death if need be. Okay. We know that the sun rules Leo energy and Mars rules Aries and Pluto. Aries in Scorpio as well. I was thinking Scorpio, so Pluto. Okay. So yes, there's gonna be some fight. Okay. And even though the 10th house is all about harmony and how to fit into this world and still be an individual, I think there might be some issues with masculinity in general. You might find yourself arguing more with your dad or just get into little disagreements. And if not, your father, someone who is almost like a father figure or represents those traditional male masculine roles, so to speak. Okay. What else? The sun is all about ego, the self. Okay. And Mars is all about getting what you want the fastest way possible and just jumping headfirst into something despite all the risks of making mistakes. Okay. And you might find yourself coming out with some war wounds on top on after this. Okay. So the Libra energy is, however, bringing some level of harmony and some level of balance. Okay. So Aries, the initiator, is definitely, wanting to start head first and just let's do it. Let's go. Let's get the reward now. But we know that the 10th house is ruled by Saturn, so there are going to be some boundaries, okay? And maybe if you're fighting for something that you see or fighting for something on the behalf of someone who can't fight for themselves, that might be your role during this transit. But let's get started. For this reading, the cards to look for will be the Tower to represent Mars, Justice representing Libra, where the sun is, the sun card, obviously. And also the Lover's card, which will represent the Gemini energy that Mars is in. Oh, shoot. Okay, so we do have the Lovers here. So there is some Gemini energy. But let's see. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the King of Cups. The wheel is Saturn. Okay. So things aren't going well right now because it seems like you might be dealing with someone who has their emotions bottled up. Okay. Wheel of Fortune, we know the wheel keeps going. Things might be good one day and they may not be good the next. But know that even though things aren't going well today, doesn't mean that they won't, fix themselves. And the King of Potions, King of Cups here, I said he probably has his emotions bottled up. That's what's in this bottle. Cup, emotions. how you are feeling, or maybe there's something you don't want to reveal. You don't want to reveal your feelings because you are afraid things won't go well. So Mars energy is about fighting in competitiveness, but sometimes the thought of being in second place or not winning or not being able to achieve success, the Saturn energy, that may be prohibiting you from sharing how you feel about someone or something. And now behind this Lovers card, we have Four of Pentacles, Four of Presents, okay? This is Major Arcana and this is Minor Arcana on the right. And we know that Pentacle, Four of Presents is all about... Do you feel like showing emotions is cheesy? Like, is that it? Cheesy. Or are you just being stubborn and just holding on because you feel like the same feelings or emotions won't be returned, reciprocated? You may want, I mean, if a man or a masculine figure or a male father figure is not in the picture, it is definitely your own personal feelings about masculinity and not being able to communicate emotions, because Libra is all about communication, so is Gemini. What are you thinking about that's holding you back? Something about the full moon. You need to let go of the outcome. You are holding back based on, because you feel like holding back based on Seven of Presents. That's 8. That's 7. Okay. You want to have a bit more patience. Or you're just worried. You're worried, like I said, you worried that things won't be reciprocated. Certain feelings and emotions won't be communicated back to you. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell y'all. I'm using Nightmare Before Christmas deck. Ooh. 5 of Needles in reverse. And if this ain't a fight, then I don't know. You have to fight off those feelings of worry, of anxiety, of distrust. A man doesn't express their emotions. Men aren't supposed to do that. Well, men are human and they can and they need to, and you should. There's definitely something being held on to, and if this ain't anxiety and worry over here, then you come over here and you gotta fight for it, essentially. You shouldn't have to pull to get someone to talk to you. If they don't want to talk, don't force them. But you also have to change how you feel about masculinity and being able to communicate your own feelings. Yes, fear of rejection is real. However, this might be related even to a job. Like you scared to ask for a promotion, or you might be scared to apply to a certain job because you might feel that it's too masculine. Temperance, Sagittarius, balance. You got to know exactly how much to put in. Okay, so you know what you're getting out. You don't want to get your dosages messed up. Don't overdo it. Don't overthink it. Just pour in just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's what the Libra energy is going to do. Instead of allowing you to jump in head first with no you jumped in head first, or you will be jumping in head first, and this is what happens. Okay, it's a mistake here, so things gotta be put on pause. Okay, things gotta be put on pause. But what was the initial mistake? I think the mistake was keeping your emotions bottled up. And then when you realize, after some long thought, some real self-evaluation, you probably really thought about how you were treating this person by holding back. I mean, it's just like you were given like a little bit at a time. You were like giving them a little bit here and there, but not the full package. And then when you were being sometime or off and on, you realized, you started looking around like, hey, how come I haven't received what it is I'm looking for yet? How come I can't get these presents yet? What's going on? How come I can't get these presents? And then you have to realize that it was all you. It was all in your head, all in your mind. It was all you. You were your own boogeyman, your own worst enemy, your own worst critic. Then when you realize that all of your talents and your abilities are what got you here, you let go and you started using your natural charm, talent, and enthusiasm to get you through. And then we have King of Pentacles, King of Presents. You realize your presence is a gift. After slowing down and taking time to evaluate your own situation, you were able to see what was missing. Okay. Because the King of Pentacles, he is a very smart man. Probably the smartest of all the kings. I mean, it's not that he's book smart, and it's not that he's super street smart. He's a good leader. Okay, he stays grounded, but he does still have a level of enthusiasm. He is no different from the other kings. He is just more likely to evaluate the situation, to observe. Realize you don't have to fight all the time, every time. Sometimes Sun and Mars energy, people with those placements, what was I going to say? They kind of ride people who aren't as gung-ho as them. They're kind of mean and rough to people who don't seize the day, so to speak. If you let them, they're going to walk all over you, basically. Two of Needles in reverse. The World card. Wheel of Fortune, that's Jupiter, but this is Saturn. Same thing still apply. Queen of Swords. Let's do it like this. Okay. Yeah. Jupiter, abundance. You weren't getting what you thought you were supposed to get as far as heartfelt communication, direct responses. You got worried. You started to hold back. But you had to realize everything is not a fight. Everybody is not your competition. Everybody is not trying to scam you. I know a lot of, well, I'm not going to say because I haven't seen, but having any hard aspect between the Sun and Mars in your birth chart, it does give way to criminal activity, okay? So to maybe feel like somebody was trying to jerk you or do something that you weren't sure about. They might have been trying to get you to do something illegal. Well, you probably thought that this fight that was happening between you and this other energy, there was definitely some level of competition happening. There's definitely some level of competition. Then you realize this person is not your competition. They are actually someone that you can work with. Somebody that can be on your team as opposed to being your opponent. Now that you had to do some evaluation, some thinking about how your behavior is contributing to this headbutting. Because Aries are rams, okay? you was butting heads with somebody, and either you didn't understand why or they didn't understand why, because they were basically running all over you or you were running all over them. Okay. If you are not the masculine energy that is trying to be overly competitive, running over people, and just jumping head, saying the first thing that comes to your mind, no matter how mean it is, if that's not you, that's the other person. And then you were just like the masculine energy in this reading. If it's not you, I mean, they were just like doing everything they can to like cut you off, cut you short, like just button heads, like constantly. Even if they were trying to go around like you, it's like, you know how you do the little dance with somebody, you're trying to get by them, like you was doing that on purpose, or they were doing that on purpose so you wouldn't get by them. Like, but the masculine energy had to do some thinking, some self-reflection, get some level of self-awareness, and realize that they were the one causing the issue, or you are the one causing the issue. You were the reason why y'all keep butting heads. You were the reason that you're not getting this reciprocation of love. I mean, who wants to give you love after all of that arguing back and forth and butting heads and all of that? Like, who wants to love that? Nobody. And then you wonder why people ain't reaching out and trying to talk to you. You're not getting these because you're trying to do this. Stop trying to fight. Stop trying to fight. But temperance comes. Okay? Temperance, where you at? A balanced lifestyle is good for the mind, body, and spirit. You might have been all work and no play, and then you realize what's important. Your presence is a gift. Just be there. Just being there is enough. Okay? Be the natural leader that you are. Okay? Two of Wands. This was the other person. If this is the feminine energy. Okay? She was so trying to support you, trying to be there for you, but you just... Oh, if it's not you, you just tired. You tired, honey. Tired of doing all this. But then we get the World card and Queen of Needles in reverse. Valentine's Day, Halloween, Christmas, and Easter. This is like the 4 cardinal directions, 4 elements. Four seasons. That's what I was thinking. Because this is fall, this is winter, this is spring. So that would have to be summer. After all of the self-evaluation and reflection, you get the World finally. You get the success and the accomplishments. And the Queen can put her sword down. It's no longer a fight. You can be the soft, feminine energy that you need. Because we go from this, 2 of Needles, to the Queen of Needles. The fight ends. But you know what? Sun and Aries energy, things don't usually end on smooth terms. Things that aren't always amicable. Okay, that's why I said fighting to the death. Okay. So the sword may be down now for the queen. She may have laid down her sword, but at the same time, that could mean that she is totally given up on the entire situation. Or, I mean, you might have just killed her and you might have just killed killed your feminine energy. Emotionally, spiritually, to ask the way they never want to talk to you again. Or you may never not want to talk to whomever this masculine energy is. I mean, it's totally possible. But just know that if the queen ever needs to pick up her sword, she can. Because, see, it's just down probably on the ground here. And all she got to do is bend down and pick it up, okay? She is never too far away from her sword. She is the queen of swords. She knows how to use her sword, okay? And if she does have to pick up her sword, trust is going to say, she's going to say something that you may not want to hear. Okay? Might be some very direct information. Okay? Stop the fighting. Don't engage with the fight in the back and forth, in the bitter. Don't do it. Don't do it. Remain balanced, focused, grounded, and know that someone is fighting an internal battle with themselves. And it is a constant fight. So you have to pick your battles and let them handle the war on their own. Whew. All right, y'all. I will see y'all next week. Peace.